What's up, fam? How we doing? Hello, family. You lay down there. No kisses. Be a good boy. I fucking love this guy. What's up, guys? It's been a while since the last Q&A, so I'm going to bring you an extra special long Q&A. No bullshit. I just spit. It flew across. Big Q&A today. I'm going to answer a bunch of your guys' questions, military related and or just regular questions. If you have any more that you want me to answer, leave them in the comments below. Like I just said, they don't have to be military related. They can be whatever. Civilian, regular, real life, fake life, gaming life, whatever life. Papa life? Just a man. Alright, first question we have from Sterling Sims. He says, so exactly what would happen if you were caught selling things like dip, cigarettes, and doing people's laundry for money? Would you go to captain's mast? Now he's referring to what happens if you sell stuff like dip, extra cigarette cartons, or do people's laundry on deployment. Now when you're out at sea, that's some extra way to make money, you know, because the ship store, I guarantee, they will run out of dip, they will run out of cigarettes. And doing your laundry on the ship sometimes, it sucks. It's the biggest pain in the ass. It's the worst process. And honestly, a majority of us, we would give a couple bucks to the people doing temporary assigned duty in the laundry room. Those people have the hookup. They're able to do your laundry right away for you. You don't have to wait in line. You don't have to sign up in the morning. It takes 3-4 hours to do your own laundry sometimes. And when you're working 13, 14-hour days on deployment, you don't want to spend those 3 hours of your free time doing fucking laundry. So if you get caught doing stuff like that, everybody knows that stuff goes down. You can make little side deals. You know, you're not going to go to captain's mast. If you pay somebody a couple bucks to do your laundry, that stuff has happened for years, for centuries, since the beginning of the fucking Navy. Because laundry is and always will be a bitch, and people will always pay money for that shit. And selling extra cartons of cigarettes and dip, the ship store is going to run out. You got to get it somehow. So, you know, you got people that do sell that stuff on the side. But yeah, you're not going to go to captain's mast. I've never heard of anything like that, ever, about people getting in trouble for that stuff. All right, moving right along here. Question 2 by Artem the Senpai. How do you feel about underage drinking overseas? I think that if you are old enough to join the military and give your life for this country, then you should be old enough to handle a beer or 2 or 5 or 10. But seriously though, my first port that I went to when I was deployed was Thailand, Pattaya Beach. I was 19 years old, and the drinking age in Thailand is 18. So yes, I did get to drink. As the first time was in Thailand, legally, because I was of age in that country. And I think, you know, like I just said, if you're old enough to serve in this country, you should be able to drink. Now you will run into problems with people, you know, going a little too crazy in their first port or with their first couple drinks, you know, when you're young and not as experienced and don't know how much you can handle. So just take it in moderation, you know, be smart. Make sure your Liberty buddies or people that you go out with in these ports, you know, make sure they got your back or they're not going to Blue Falcon buddy fuck you and screw you over. So just be careful, man. It is legal overseas. You know, just have fun. Papa, you a good boy. Give me a kiss for 3. Question 3, give me kisses. Give me kisses right now. Give me kisses. Good boy. Question 3. Nate Cole says, hey, JTsuits videos are the best and are teaching me a lot and getting me ready to enlist. Well, thanks, buddy. That's really kind of you to say. One kind of silly question. Can you fish off the side of the ship? Alright, first off, no question is silly. Don't worry, man. Oh, actually, some questions are. So I've been deployed on a carrier for over a year, and also I did spend some time on a cruiser and a destroyer while out at sea. Now, majority of my time was on that carrier, and never did I see people fishing off the ship because it is about a 90-foot drop from the flight deck. It is about a 30-foot drop from the aircraft elevators, so they're not going to really let you do that. What you can do, though, we have still beach picnics on the carrier. Sometimes the skipper will have a big barbecue on the flight deck. We'll play some games, you know, football, throw the ball around. They'll bring out a little kiddie pool to have music, basketball. Sometimes they'll even bring out the alcohol for a beer or 2 out of the secret storage. But that is very, very rare. Have gotten to jump off of the ship in the Arabian Sea. We got to jump off the aircraft elevators. We had a swim call which is fucking awesome. I got to jump off of the aircraft elevator of the CVN-72 USS Lincoln into the fucking Arabian Sea. That shit was awesome. You can hit golf balls off the back of the ship, off the fantail, during the Still Beach picnics. You are allowed to do that if you got some clubs, or I'm sure somebody can let you, hit a nice driver. Natural for Life 25. Is it against policy for an enlisted and an officer to fraternize, marry, or date? What is the policy on fraternization? So if somebody is in your direct chain of command, like a chief or an officer, and you are enlisted and they're in your chain of command, your COC, the cock, you cannot have relations with that person. That will be fraternization. They will both get in trouble, probably reduction in rank, half month's pay times 2. Restriction, definitely restriction, 30, maybe 60 days restriction for fraternizing. You probably won't get kicked out because I have seen it happen and they were not kicked out depending on the circumstance. Now, if you want to have relations with a female in your squadron and you're both E3s, you're both E4s, she's not your supervisor, you're not her supervisor, go for it, man. You go right ahead. Just be, normally they say though, you don't shit where you sleep. And you probably shouldn't hook up with people that you work with in your squadron because that can lead to a lot of bad shit. I've seen that go wrong many, many ways. There are many people out there. There's plenty of civilians. There's plenty of girls in other squadrons or other commands. So try to stray away from that. But yes, you are allowed to do that. Just don't fraternize with your chief, with your upper chain of command. You can't have relations with those people. Alright, JJ, I've been watching your FZ07 videos, then I went to your channel. I'm suspicious. Who are you really?
Ayo, this song is dedicated to all the happy people.
This is a good question. Stoic Winter says, as an older person going in the Navy, you'll be 26. Should I expect any challenges that maybe a younger person straight out of high school wouldn't? Love the videos. Keep up the good work. Thanks, brother, for the comment. And to answer your question about any challenges as an older person, you're going to be, I want to say any challenges, you're going to have a definite advantage. Now, if I was to go into the military right now at 25, vice when I went in at 18, oh my God, so much life experience, 7 years. You're going to be, compared to somebody that's 18 and you're 26, that is 8 years of life experience, man. That is huge. When I'm sitting in college now, in my classes on the GI Bill, and there's kids that are 18, 19, 20 in my classes, those 5, 6, 7 years make such a big difference, man. Such a huge difference. You're gonna have a leg up on people, like I just said, with the life experience. The RDCs and people in your squadron or command are gonna look to you more for leadership, for just because of your age. Albert Barnes, what is it like first getting into the fleet after you've done all your schooling? So after you go to boot camp, after you go to A school, if you have a C school, after you do that, you're finally going to get out to the fleet. This fleet you've been hearing about. Like, where's the fucking fleet? What is the fleet? You hear about it so long, you finally get there, and you're going to be, once you get out to the fleet, you're still going to be, an E2, E3, E4. You're still going to be a junior sailor. You're going to get right to your command, and you're going to do a lot of the bitch work. You're going to be the one taking out the trash. You're going to be the one cleaning, sweeping, mopping, standing the bitch duty sections, having the shitty watches. You're going to be busting your ass getting your quals. You're going to be working long hours, getting all your qualifications, getting everything done, working on your warfare pins. That's the reason why I busted my ass so hard those first 2 years in the Navy, is because I wanted to get up to a leadership position. I saw as an E4, as an E5, those people had it way easier. You just have to supervise. You have to make sure all the work gets done. You're not the one doing all the bitch work anymore. You might get sent to the galley. You might get sent to the laundry room. Who knows where you're going to get sent. But just do your time. Keep your mouth shut. Try to stay positive. Grind. Bust your ass. Get your quals. Get all your warfare pins. And then you're going to get that EP eval. You're going to make rank. And boom, now you're the E5. Don't define your Navy or the experience that you've gone through. Don't define the Navy by your first year or two in your squadron or your command, because the first couple of years aren't going to be that glamorous. You got to pay your dues, you got to do your time, and wait till you've been in a couple of years, till you made rank, to really make that decision on the military and see if you want to re-enlist. Alright, so this last question by Javen Rangel, they say, yo, could you do one on sports in the Navy and one being an ordnanceman? I'll talk about sports in the next one, in the next Q&A, but on being an ordnanceman, an aviation ordnanceman, an AO, IAOs, their slogan is, if you ain't ordnance, you ain't shit. And when you're in Pensacola in A school, they fucking march around and yell that shit all the time. And it gets pretty fucking annoying. I'm just gonna play this one clip for you, and I'll let you decide what you think of AOs.
Shut your mouth, fool!
That's the fucking point, guy. Cause we're fucking AOs and we're the best fucking rated in the Navy, that's why.
No, 1, 2, 3, wait.
Exactly, cause you can't do it.
Wait, what's your rate?
Yeah, wait, what is your rate? You're fucking ATO.
As you can see here, at the top you have the Aviation Ordnanceman scores for the ASVAB requirement, and then you have the ATOs below.
What the fuck are you even talking? Cause we're fucking AOs and we're the best fucking rated in the Navy, that's why. Cause we're fucking AOs and we're the best fucking rated in the Navy, that's why. That's why.
Alright, so this clip right here pretty much sums up a majority of AOs that I encountered. This person is in A school. They've been in the Navy maybe, I don't know, 4 to 6 months. And they're already talking shit. They haven't even seen, they're not even out of school. They haven't even stepped foot on a ship, on anything. And they're already, they're already talking shit, fucking yapping their mouth. That kind of person is the one that would be very annoying. If you're an AO, don't be like that. Just be humble. Just do your job. 1, 2, 3, lift. Ayayos. Alright guys, so this is going to wrap up this week's AskJT Q&A. If you guys have any more questions that you want me to answer or you didn't see, leave them in the comments below and hopefully I'll get to them next time. Thanks for all the support, guys. I'll see you guys soon. Alright, have a good one. Goodbye.